Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles, to Facepalm Sunday, which is being uploaded today on Monday because I was too lazy and I was sick yesterday, which I'm still sick today. But the video you're about to see is terrible. Absolutely, utterly terrible, disgusting, sexist, and you're gonna see why. I shouldn't have to do a whole lot of explaining with this, but we're gonna watch this, and this video attempts to be edgy, and this video doesn't shock me at all. I know this video you're about to see is attempting to shock the audience, but it doesn't shock me. It saddens me that the mothers of these children use their children to exploit them in such a humiliating, demoralizing, is demoralizing the right word that I'm using? Exploiting them in such a degrading way.
Pretty. What the fuck? I'm not some pretty fucking helpless princess in distress. I'm pretty fucking powerful and ready for success.
I want to make it very clear that this video is probably one of the most poorly executed videos that attempts to spread a message but fails entirely. And the reason that I say that is because no matter how valid an argument is or the point that you're trying to make, this video would be as morally and disgusting and bad and wrong if it was young boys between the ages of 6 and 7 making this exact content, publishing this exact video. My stance on the issue wouldn't change if it was young boys saying the same message or a different message versus these young girls being exploited in this way. I, for one, think it's very important to teach children about equality, but doing it this way, you're not doing that. One of the most disturbing things about this video is taking away this a child's innocence and humiliating them and exploiting them in this way. And I went to your website. Your entire website is an entire merchandise store. I don't even feel as if the message that you're trying to get across is even fucking genuine. This video is in no way, oh, this is so cute. This is discouraging to me.
So what is more offensive? A little girl saying fuck or the fucking unequal and sexist way society treats girls and women? It's our future. So listen up, grown-ups. Here's some words more fucked up than the word fuck. Pay inequality. Women are paid 23% less than men for the exact same fucking work. And women who graduate university with straight A's get paid as much as men who only got C's. So bad grades equal more bank just because you're a boy? Hello and hell no. Pay up, motherfucker. I shouldn't need a penis to get paid.
So what I got from this particular clip is that now I have the desire to start my own physical company, and in the process of doing that, I'm going to employ all women just so I can pay them less than men. Thank you for the awesome business tip. Yeah.
Rape and violence. Fucked up fact. 1 out of every 5 women will be sexually assaulted or raped by a man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one of us will it be? So how many more women have to get knocked down before society stands up and stops it? Here's a hot tip. Stop telling girls how to dress and start teaching boys not to fucking rape.
And of course, this is where the video shines its wonderful sexism. I can't stand it when any woman or any man says, teach men not to rape. I don't think people realize how sexist that statement is, because it implies that 1, all men are naturally rapists, and 2, it completely ignores the fact that men can also be fucking raped. That's one of the biggest issues that I have when people say this. Teach men not to rape, is that it completely even ignores men who get raped. Men who get raped by other men. Or women, although it's supposedly statistically less, women who rape men. And that's the thing, is that women who do in fact rape men, although it's probably less rare and the statistics aren't even accurate to begin with, because most men, if not nearly all men, never talk about being raped as a woman, because by society's standard, they will never be taken seriously, because by definition, if a man gets raped by a woman, he automatically wants it. At least that's how society views men and men getting raped. And a lot of society also views men that men can't even get raped. So every time I hear this fucking stupid phrase, teach men not to rape, that I believe is an inherently sexist statement where it completely ignores that men can also be raped by women. And I don't fucking care that the statistics is less. The fact of the matter is, women can and have raped before. And that needs to be equally looked upon and equally condemned. But it's always teach men not to rape because we're all the natural rapists.
We're glad a women's right to vote is here. But equality's next step is walking to the car without fear. Be pretty. So here's the tricky thing. Pretty, it's a compliment. But here's how this focus works to girls' detriment. Society teaching girls that our bodies, boobs, and butts are more important than our brains leads us to thinking our worth comes from our waistline.
You know, and this is about the only valid point of this fucked up, fuck-hate advertisement that you attempt here. Yes, society really puts a lot of emphasis on women's bodies, but at the same time, it does the same thing to men. Men, when I walk to Abercrombie and Fitch fuck, I see a man with his ripped body, his shoulders the size of my entire body, and his erections popping out of his underwear. You know, is that not inherently harmful to present and portray men in the same way? And the reason I keep up bringing men is I can't stay. This video is so beyond. You know, it attempts to talk about sexism, but it's being directly sexist itself. How can you make advertisements like this against sexism when you yourself are being sexist? I have never understood this attempt at a terrible campaign strategy. If you're going to make an advertisement, at least make it in a way that words and phrases things to where it's not inherently sexist itself. You know, it's just like the same point that I made months ago when I made my video response to Anita Sarkeesian, how she emphasizes women have popped up boobs in video games, where men are also portrayed as these gigantic masculine buff dudes. In these types of situations, I find it inherently damaging when you focus strictly on one issue, on one gender, and only that gender, and that specific issue. Why can't you look at both of these two things equally and work on them and attack them and attempt to create discussion both on the flaws with both genders? All too often I am told that feminism is about equality of women and men. I don't believe that horse shit. I don't care if you are a feminist, that's fine by me, but I don't think there's nothing that can be said that will ever convince me otherwise that feminism is truly about men and women in terms of equality.
My aspirations in life should not be worrying about the shape of my ass. So fuck focusing on how I look. And give me a book.
The continued sexism, girls and women's stale face. Instead of cleaning these girls' mouths out with soap, maybe society should clean up its act.
And maybe society should clean up its act. What's your point here? You have young girls saying, fuckity fuck, 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 fuck. Society needs to clean up its act. What is your point? Yeah, society needs its act. I can't speak this video. Society needs its act cleaned up. But you do nothing to help clean it up by having these girls scream profanities. And I'm not offended by these young girls saying the word fuck. It just it's a failed attempt to appear edgy in that shock value content that attempts to offend people so that more people will be interested in the girls saying fuck than the actual message. But to me, it's not even that. It's the exploitation of the children themselves when they don't think they even fully understand what messages that they're presenting to all 600,000 plus people who have viewed your terrible video.
This is what a feminist looks like.
If that's what a feminist looks like, I want nothing to do with fucking feminism.
Girls just want to have fun. Demental rights. $5 from each shirt goes to kick-ass charities that are fighting every day to make the world more equal for women and girls.
Yo, bro, when you tell a boy it's bad to act like a girl, it's because you think it's bad to be a girl.
Fuck that sexist shit. Fuckhate.com. swear jar. I don't give a fuck.
In all honesty, I don't believe this is feminists attempting to want to strive for equal treatment. I believe that these people are nothing more than scam artists attempting to exploit their children who are young enough to believe anything that they're told simply by their parents. My question to you is, what are you teaching these girls by showing them that swearing for simply shock value? What is that attempting to accomplish? How about instead of exploiting your children, you teach your children what is ethical and what is not? I don't know what else to really say on this video because my voice is going out because I'm still sick and it's Monday and I'm still filming this video despite me being sick, so I'm gonna end my video here. But I want to make one last comparison, is that what they're doing here is no different, and I've seen this in the religious realm of parents who use their young children in advertisements to make ad campaigns against abortion. You know, those young little 5-6-year-old kids that they use to speak, and they give them a script and make them stand in front of a camera and talk about abortion, why abortion's wrong, or why being gay is wrong, or why if you don't become a Christian, you're going to go to hell. This is the exact same type of exploitation of children, which I believe is a form of child abuse. When you spread messages to a child like this, when they're not old enough to comprehend what exactly the position that they're holding and how it may damage them in the future. Granted, you and me both know how parents, religious parents, raise their children the same way, being raised by children, raised by children. God, I'm all over the place. Being raised by parents. These children look up to their parents as these role models, and when they look at these parents as role models, they know nothing better, and it is a form of manipulation and their own child abuse when you do this to children. And it's shameful. It's disgusting. This even goes for fucking atheism. You know, if you have a child and you're growing that child up and you're forcing atheism down his throat, let him decide what he wants to believe. Don't influence your children in these negative ways like they're doing in this video. It's disgusting. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna go now because I'm sick, but happy Face Palm Sunday. Monday. Peace the rep out.